Welcome to the Virtual Solstice podcast. I'm one of the three usual hosts, King Khada, and here we have Anna, aka the Khada Lee. However, we have one of the members missing currently right now, Snow, and he might show up later in the podcast. But for now, it is us two. How are you doing, Anna?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am having a blast. It is my birthday, but we're still gonna be recording this. It is not about me. It's about everyone in gaming news.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Thank you. I just said it wasn't about me, goddammit. Alright, so first piece of news in the topic that I wanted to talk about is Borderlands 2 coming out with its VR version for the PS4.
Ooh.
Now, we've had VR be a little bit more prominent. Oculus Rift is kind of like the same thing as the HTC Vive for like everything on PC. Xbox hasn't really gotten on to that train yet, but PS4 has been like kind of upping their game, and I think this was the next step up. So basically the story for you to know is Gearbox, the developers for Borderlands, were working on this instead of Borderlands 3. I don't know if you want to be happy or sad for that news, but it looks good so far. They mix both of the movement systems, because the big thing about VR is getting motion sick from the walking around.
Yes.
So teleportation is kind of what people have done so far, but it's hard implementing everything and make a game seem like fair. But I guess Borderlands is a nice addition to that, because it's never been about being fair. It's about getting, a ton of guns and just having a blast, like shooting absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw like a little bit of the gameplay. I haven't gotten to try it myself because, again, it's PS4. I have VR for the PC. But they're looking to port it over eventually, which would be very nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and it just looks like very exciting. Did you know anything about this before I brought it up, Anna?
No, I honestly didn't. I don't, since I can't do VR, I don't really keep up with the news.
Mm-hmm.
I should, because my brother's really into it, but I don't, because it's just not something that I can do.
Yeah. Maybe one day. That'd be fantastic, but it's still like a very cool thing and cool technology. The main thing about VR that I really love is that it wasn't like the 3D TVs. Like, if anybody remembers the 3D TVs, by the way, like,
yes,
big F for 3D TVs.
I know. We used to have one when we lived in Nebraska, and we had it for a good 4 years, but we could never get the 3D glasses to work properly with it, because you didn't just have the 3D glasses that have the blue lens and the red lens. You had these high-tech ones that had a button and shit, and it never.
Yeah, because red and blue, that just never stuck around, because it changes all your colors, and it's really dumb.
Yeah.
But the ones that had the actual normal, but you need to wear the glasses, I don't think it just lasted, because one, it worked decently. I tried out, because we also got one, because it was probably during the Black Friday sale, and why not try out the one 3D TV,
right?
But when we tried that with the glasses, and I was doing Call of Duty, probably the last Call of Duty I played, I think it was Black Ops. It was weird because it's just the TV itself. There's no support from the game or the movies that you're watching. It's just a TV trying to convert the image into 3D. It just always looked so off with the depth of field.
It looked so wrong. All the time. It's like Facebook and their 3D pictures that they've started doing here recently. Because if you move your phone, you, say you have a picture of a dog, and you move your phone.
Okay.
It, stretches the background, and you're like, that's not how 3D works, but okay.
Wait, so Facebook started doing that? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's pretty new. I don't know if it's rolled out to all platforms yet, but I remember the day that it hit, at least for iOS, my news feed was flooded of people posting their pictures of their pets with 3D, and I was like, I feel so sick right now. I need to avoid Facebook.
That just, cause like I know that when iOS came out with this update, this is probably like, I don't know, a year or two ago, where they had the one where it showed like the perspective in your home screen. Like I remember that. It's not really like 3D, but it's, you know, wanted to do stretch the image like that. So is it similar to that, or is it like completely like them trying to make like 3D as if it was like one of those cards and they're like a shiny and then you turn it like left and right?
It's it's really similar to the first thing that you said.
The first thing, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, then, man, I hope
Yeah.
it gets better, I guess. But
Yeah,
now
it's
that we're
not
on this
very good.
topic,
And it's not very good. It doesn't look amazing, and then it sets off motion sickness in people that one have problems with motion sickness and two have things, like epilepsy and things like that. It's
even if epilepsy, really,
yeah.
what bothers with it? Because I thought that was just like flashing lights and everything.
Well, that's photosensitive epilepsy, which is what the
Oh,
flashing lights does.
oh,
But yeah, there's like different forms of it, and I remember in this one group that I'm in for posting pictures of dogs, this one guy, he was like, "Hey, can we like make a special thread for these or something, because there are some people that have problems with this and so on and so forth." And I was like, "I feel so bad for you, and I understand where you're coming from right now."
huh.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. Just another moment of the more you know, huh?
The more you know. Right now, you should be seeing a rainbow with a shooting star in your head right now.
Yeah, I played the
Similar to
sound. I need to make a
SpongeBob.
graphic.
Similar to SpongeBob with the imagination.
Imagination. Oh man, we might get back into some SpongeBob stuff. I would love to just kind of randomly go and talk about that. But I did want to bring up though, 360 video. Okay, so we know all the different resolutions. Every time technology gets better, you know, we've had HD, then 1080p, which is extra HD, and then 2K, 4K. You know, I have 4K
Yes.
monitors myself and all that. So resolution will always just like keep getting better. There's even, I think, like some 16K like monitor developed for some, you know, whatever specific reason. Um, but 360 video has been one of those things that has kind of been in like some professional places, professional companies, but it hasn't been like really out to the public. But I think it is really cool. Um, and I wish and I hope that it keeps getting better. Because the last good example that I saw it on was during the Mars landing. I know this isn't gaming news, but still, the Mars landing. I think it was about a week ago, something along those lines. Where they did have, like, NASA had a live stream themselves with the 360 video, and you could see like literally everyone in the cabinet. You know, the little kind of playing screen that they had playing for like normal TV, and just really showing like everyone and all like the getting ready, the actual thing landing. It was like super cool. And it's a technology that can really be used well for a lot of creative things. Like for example, if you have, I could see this being really well for horror. Now I don't know if you're much of a fan for horror, Anna.
I
But
love horror.
okay, well then there we go. Like you think of literally an escape room kind of experience, but like during a video where it, you know, you could walk around, so you can still do it normally, like if you're watching by dragging the mouse. But then 360 is also great for you know, the more accessible VR keeps becoming, where you clearly move and like, you know, experience like video and different stuff that's not just games. I think it's something that, you know, really should keep going forward, because they're just you know, and here JJ says in the chat that, you know, VR video also exists. And yes, it does. But the thing is, it needs to keep growing. You know, I like that's what I'm just hoping for. Because it is something that's really cool. And have you seen any of these, like the 360 videos, Anna?
No, I've seen like the 360 photos on on Facebook, but not videos.
Nah, videos. Yeah, there's been some cool creative people that have done some stuff. There's people that have done roller coaster rides in 360 in the video. So you can still, again, like if you're watching normally, it's still kind of a cool thing, but if you then put on any kind of VR, even like the little like Google box where you put your phone in your fucking face, like it's more of an experience. Oh my god. I think that's mostly what I want to talk about, like in that perspective of VR and videos.
Even though I can't do VR, I would love to see just how it progresses. And I would love to see it get to a point to where people who do have problems with severe motion sickness and dizziness, stuff like that, like it just be more accessible that way. Which I understand that it may not ever be completely accessible, but there's definitely potential there.
And actually, now that you mention it, one of the biggest things is just like the general motion sickness. One of the things that they have been developing already is it's kind of like a 360 like treadmill. It's still just like a square, but it's the hard part where engineers are actually working on basically making so that the treadmill really predicts where you're stepping so that you never move, but the treadmill allows, like, it moves with you so that it allows you to literally, like, if you're walking, it'll walk you in the game. You know?
That's so cool.
So then in that way, it'll help you really lose, like, that motion sickness. And they have bars on the side, too. So that, you have enough room to walk around freely, do your things, go pick something up. But if you get a little bit dizzy, hold on to yourself, be like, okay, I'm all right. And then keep going with it.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, and obviously that's gonna be like really expensive. They're still like in the process of developing it, but
yeah, that would be extremely expensive, but it would be really cool. And eventually, like, I mean, everything lowers in prices as time goes on.
Oh yeah.
So eventually it would be like pretty easily accessible.
And it is kind of like a curve. Like, do you see like some Nintendo 64 like games like Ocarina of Time going for like $80?
Yes.
And I luckily still have a copy.
I don't.
All right, but and real quick, I it's not 2 podcasts out, but somebody asking if Anna has a katana, and yes, she owns a katana, and isn't that shit so cool?
I do have a katana. I love it. I love it very much. It has a dragon etched into the blade.
Yeah, every time she goes to sleep, she has to unleash her dragon.
Yes.
All right, so a little bit of deviation before I get into some other gaming topics. What's your favorite SpongeBob moment?
Favorite SpongeBob moment? Oh, God.
Yeah.
There's so many.
I know, it is hard to pick a favorite.
You go first, and I'll think.
I think, like, first thing that pops into my head, because anytime you make a noise, this is so accessible, is going to beep, beep, boop, boop, bop.
Oh my
boop,
God,
bop, beep,
yes.
beep, boop, bop. And it goes with music, too.
It does.
I think that'd probably be mine.
I'm trying to think. I really like the episode. So I think some of my favorite episodes right off the top of my head is the one with the bubbles, where they keep blowing bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like the different animals and they make the animal noises.
Did you step on your right foot? Don't forget it.
Yes. Now
Let's
bring it
around
around town. I love the
Good old
pizza
Bubble Buddy.
delivery episode. Obviously, it's a classic.
Oh yeah, these are all like first season.
And
They're all
then
first season episodes.
the episode with Davy Jones and his ship, and Patrick is at the wheel, and he's like, "Little."
Oh, amazing, amazing! Yes.
I very much love SpongeBob. I am a SpongeBob enthusiast.
Yeah, and it was wasn't it like about a month ago where the was the creator? For
Yeah, he
SpongeBob
recently
died?
passed.
Which that was kind of sad. I think we should have maybe mentioned that a little bit early on the podcast, but you know, definitely a sad time, and hopefully the show keeps continuing because they had a really big dip when they lost their original writers, like after season, I don't know, 7, 8, something like that, and then they kind of got back on the horse, which is definitely good to see.
Wasn't it going to get canceled at one point, and then they didn't cancel it, or did they actually end up canceling it?
I think it was. I think that was the pivoting point when it had the other writers. They were going to cancel. It kind of went in a hiatus, and then it kept coming back. Because it's kind of like it's too popular to like completely stop and only play old episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the same as Pokemon. Like they're gonna keep making revamps and other gens of Pokemon because you know Pikachu just on his own is such an icon.
Yes.
That it'd be hard to just completely stop. It's why the big like anime series like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, same thing. It's too big to completely let them down.
Completely disregard everything that I said about my favorite episodes, because my favorite episode, I just remembered it. It's the one where Sandy wants to go home back to Texas. I love that episode. It's so funny.
Home. Oh.
Hey Patrick, what am I? Stupid? No, I'm Texas. What's the difference?
Hey, who you calling Pinhead? I'm Dirty Dan. So actually, maybe that might have been mine too, the Dirty Dan. I think I used that the most.
Dirty Dan.
Also,
Who
if
you
anybody
calling
takes
a
that one out of
pinhead?
context. But yeah, if you take that one out of context, just like, man, I just love Dirty Dan.
Oh goodness.
All right, so I think the next topic, the one that I want to talk about in gaming news, it's not Dirty Dan, but it does have to do with being in hell. It's called Hades. I try to make the best transition here. I can't judge from that one, but Hades. Hades is the fourth game from Supergiant Games. They are like my favorite game devs, probably like of all time. Like Platinum is probably like the second, but Supergiant Games are the ones that made Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre. They, in my opinion, have been the people that have done like the best, like just art direction, soundtrack. They focus on giving you that single player experience, changing mechanics every game they make, and they roughly do one every like year and a half, which is very impressive. You get whole companies and huge teams of people to like, let's say, develop the next Assassin's Creed in 1 year, and it ends up being like mediocre, whereas an indie studio like that doing something in a year like that is just like absolutely fantastic in my opinion. But
it is.
Hades is their roguelite now, dungeon crawler.
Ooh.
And of course it has to do with like in the theme of Greek mythology.
Obviously.
And there's a lot of things in the past, media, movies, like Greek mythology has been around for literally centuries, so it's kind of been everywhere. But I do think they make some quite unique spins on it, or at least an experience. So basically, the story, for those of you, the Hades is only out on the Epic Game Store, and we're going to talk about the Epic Game Store in a bit. But the base story of this game is that you're the son of Hades, Zagreus, and you're trying to escape the underworld. And minor spoilers here. If you don't want to listen to that, just skip the next few seconds. But you're trying to find your mother, Persephone's, because, daddy issues and Hades lied to you. And you're just trying to go out and find your mother.
This sounds like a really good game. I should play it.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend. That was a fantastic experience.
How much is it right now?
Oh, it's $20, which most of all the Supergiant games when they released them were $15. So this is like a little bit more expensive, but still like I said, AAA games you can buy for fucking $60 and it won't even be as good as this $20 one.
I've noticed a lot of times, like, indie games that are usually around $20, like $15 to $20, can be significantly better than AAA games that you buy for, $60, $70, $80.
Example, Hollow Knight.
Yes. Night in the Woods.
Stardew
Valley.
Yeah. I agree with all those. And I was gonna say about Hades, with its with this unique like spin on it. It's a little bit of the characters. Like again, this would be like some minor spoilers, if you're planning to play the game, but everyone knows Medusa. She's like one of the most iconic. Like you have Greek mythology, you have to include Medusa somewhere. And
Yes.
Instead of making her, the like ugly Gorgon, whatever, they make her the cutest and shyest maid for the underworld. And every time you talk to her, she ends up flying away after the conversation.
Aww.
And that was probably my favorite like character. And because they still do like character development for Pyre. So if anyone's familiar with Pyre, they do the same like character development in there. The voice acting is pristine. And it was just the most amazing time.
I would love to see that interpretation of Medusa, because you always see her as, just extremely ugly, scary, turning people into stone.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing in a lot of games. Even Enter the Gungeon has the gun gore, or the Gorgon. There we go. Sorry. I always get it wrong because I think in my head Medusa would have been a better name for that character. But yeah, even then she's like, like scary, does her attack of stone and all that. So yeah, it was definitely refreshing to see. And so to kind of go from there, the thing I want to talk about too is that Supergiant Games, as much as I respect them, decided to go with the Epic Game Store, and PC game stores, have been getting incredibly more competitive because you have a definite monopoly with Steam, with Valve running it.
Yes.
And it's gonna be like that for so long, and everyone, even some other PC gamers are always worried, like, it's not DRM free. It's always like with your account with them, and if it gets hacked or anything, you don't have like the copy yourself. And so that's why you've had stores like GOG, Greenman Gaming. Now the Epic Games store is trying to kind of put in their competition because of the success of Fortnite.
Yes.
And then
they recently made Subnautica free on the Epic Games Store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another thing. They're trying to do like more promotions. I was gonna say it's the same vein as lastly also the Discord online store, which, before I keep talking about the Epic Games one, I want to give like some kind of clear commentary, maybe opinions on what we think of the Discord store, because Anna, you've only gotten Nitro recently, or do you not have Nitro?
I haven't been able to get Nitro yet.
Okay, so Anna is when it doesn't have Nitro, and I am like an early supporter of Discord Nitro, so I have like basically 2 years of free games. So that's why we're going to come from two different perspectives here, which I think is going to be really nice. So for me, like, Discord has been a fantastic social platform for all kinds of gamers, and it's like where I primarily spend my time on. And I think that's also where Anna spends most of her time on, right?
Yes. I'm constantly on Discord.
Yeah, so that place is absolutely wonderful. So we both love the platform. So when they released the online game store, at least for me, I've had a good experience with it. Like, they have a surprising amount of good games. Like talking with like more like indie developers, not getting AAA titles, but a lot of titles that deserve more attention, and putting that on their store. And having that deal with Nitro, like now it's $100. Let's say if you get it now, it's $100 per year, but you get so many. I think I have like over 100 already.
That's insane.
Free games. Yeah, and their download speed is actually like pretty great. Like whatever internet you have, they support it. So if you have like Google Fiber or some shit, like it'll download that fast. Because I've had problems with like Steam and even like the Epic Game Launcher where you go to download and they kind of throttle you. They don't allow you to download that fast.
Yeah, we were having problems downloading Subnautica off of the Epic Game Store. It was downloading extremely slow, even after we hardwired ourselves into the router.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, that's
it was rough.
Not okay. And yeah, so I've had a good experience with the downloads of the games, the variety that they have. And Anna shared this to me too. This is the most amazing part, by the way, because
it's
Steam,
absolutely amazing.
Steam, when developers put their game on Steam, because it is the most popular platform, you get a 50-50 split of the revenue. I believe, if I'm not wrong, this one I'm not entirely sure. It's the Epic Game Store will give us a 70-30 split with developers. But don't quote me on that one. And then Discord, though, like confirmed, is going to give a 90-10 split to developers. So, like, to just kind of put in your head, like, how amazing this is. Like, basically, you're getting most of your revenue. So many places, even with me and Anna being on Twitch, like, you get an affiliate, it's 50-50. Even if you get partnered, you get 60-40 of the revenue. So the fact that Discord is making a 90-10 split is absolutely ridiculous. And I also think it's very smart, because not only do I think it's very healthy for the gaming industry in general, to have more competition with Steam and other online stores. Doing that will create more of a better competitive environment, and not only that, but it'll be healthier because developers are going to be happier, wanting to be more motivated, especially indie developers, to get their game out and have it be supported into publishing. Even like other passion projects, let's say maybe like I like writing. If I were to write some kind of like story, and having it be put forth into the development of a game, it's way easier to get that into the door,
It is.
And I think it's just something that's really amazing, and to see everything combined with Discord, like that it's a social platform, but not only that, but you get like all different types of communication. You can do video calls, and now get your games, everything straight on there is just, again, 10 out of 10.
I'm really excited to see how Discord's going to grow in the future. They've already pretty much replaced Skype, and at the rate that they're going, they're more than likely going to replace Steam and other like game stores. And I'm really excited to see what they're going to do in the future.
Oh yeah, 100%. And yeah, I think it's mostly it. Like, we're just kind of praising Discord, but it's definitely deserved.
They deserve it because so far everything that they've done right. I can't think of one thing that Discord has done that hasn't been done right. The only thing that I would like to see hit Discord sometime soon is the ability to screen share within servers instead of just in group calls. But, you know, they've
Oh
had that
yeah.
in development for a while. So they've already been thinking about it. It's just a matter of time before it actually, hits the actual thing.
And that's even something that I didn't know about, which wow, like I'm now getting excited. Cause yeah, like the just the support in the background is fantastic, but yeah, like we said, like most people, even though there's a possibility of doing your separate group chats and doing all those um, video, that now doing it on servers where people primarily converse anyway would be amazing.
It's really exciting. I was looking into it as an alternative to using things like Rabbit for movie nights and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it on their forums where you can upvote things that you would like to see added. And it's been in development for a while. But it's still like really buggy, which is why they haven't fully released it yet. But the fact that they've been developing it shows that, they've thought about it. They've heard people. They know that people really want it, and they're working on it, which is amazing. That's one thing that I really like about Discord. They actually listen to what their users want.
Oh yeah, oh my god. You could go to so many rants of other companies that just do not listen to their customers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and that's yeah, I mean cuz I will agree you do need a balance of like making a profit and also keeping your customers happy,
Yes.
but like yeah, no, Discord just always takes it like above and beyond.
I mean,
And
it's
it's
like Twitter, for example. For a little while, they were talking about getting rid of the like button on tweets, which really doesn't make sense. And that's not what people
yeah.
want.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, you know what? Actually, now that you mentioned it, let's switch into the YouTube rewind of 2018.
I have avoided it at all costs.
I had to see how bad it is. So you know what? Even again, another amazing perspective because okay, so here we go. First off, a little bit of history. The YouTube rewinds have in the past been a focus of showing off great creators and what has happened on YouTube. Just literally like all like the memes and like the cool stuff that has happened. Anything and everything that happened, just trying to condense it into the most popular things that were that and, go all of it into together. Now, the past ones, they did a good job doing that, even though it wasn't, as great. But this year, they have literally made it the most disliked video on the platform. People were even going to the previous most disliked video, which I'll let you guys know is "Baby" by Justin Bieber, and liking it just to make the YouTube rewind even more disliked. And they're at 12 million as of today,
That is
which is December
insane.
15th. Which is just like absolutely amazingly ironic that they managed to make what they wanted and they changed the message. And to get you guys to understand like why it has been so bad, it's because they turned something that was supposed to be a review of the year on their platform into getting like the same influencers that maybe didn't even participate that much on the year,
Ninja.
make it about what message the company wants it to make it more corporate and more like what they want the message to be like. Oh, let's change the world this way and give diversity to these people. And listen, I'm all about sending good message, but there's a difference between showing and advertising. You know, they're not showing that they made a difference through that. If they do, they gotta make it to different campaigns. The rewind is supposed to just be like, here's all the memes, here's everything that happened. You know, it was fun while it lasted. And looking forward to the new year. And you know what? They threw in celebrities as well. They've never done anything on YouTube.
That's insane. Like
Like Will Smith is the one.
I know that they I know that they included Ninja in it, but like the only thing that Ninja posts on YouTube, as far as I know, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, is clips from his Twitch channel.
Yes, Twitch clips. He's a Twitch person.
Yes, but he was in the YouTube Rewind. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was like they did, I guess, meme it in a way, but even so, like, it's just, he's not even prominent there. And I think, like, all the big people, like Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, wasn't even in there. Hell, even an animator that was featured on it drew PewDiePie's chair and it made it into the rewind, but Pewds himself was not in it.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's how far that extends. And it's just something to, like, be aware and kind of marvel at how, you know, they ended up managing to do this.
With that, though, they actually posted on Twitter trying to make it into a joke, like that's what they intended on doing. Which is another thing that made me laugh. Here, let me see if I can find this tweet. I believe it is pinned on their Twitter channel or Twitter account.
I gotta listen it from their own words, because, like, they can't say that their message of, like, we just love the diversity this year and made it it was just a joke. We did it, guys. Thank you for disliking the video.
So their tweet, it says YouTube Rewind versus Baby, and then it's the dislikes from the Rewind compared to the dislikes of Baby.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they said, new record. Oh, wait.
Oh my god, no, that's terrible. It's like, listen, it would have been a new record. I guess if you're thinking in golf terms, where it's the reverse, but YouTube. No. But yeah, I really the only message or kind of silver lining that I hope happens with this is that YouTube can hopefully you know, turn it around from, you know, being this gigantic corporate thing that's trying to turn all their creators into basically you know, companies and all those channels that are pumping out stuff into back what it used to be, and it's just one or two people, you know, doing a channel and showing themselves and trying to produce good content from their own creativity, because that's what I always loved about it.
Same.
And yeah, just like do like steps and provide, you know, tools for people to do that, because while they claim to be doing that, really they've only you know, held back people. Like, for example, even me, like, you know, I've been streaming for about 4 months, and before I started doing that, I was considering going back into YouTube, because I've, you know, just done videos here and there for like 6 years, because I was in high school or middle school even when I started, and you know, you can't really do that when you're a kid. It's more like a hobby that you practice on, and then when attempting to make it like a business and actually, you know, try to do content and do like more positive things for the world, you know, YouTube like didn't support that. They have changed like their partner stuff. I was a partner on YouTube for like 4 years, and then they're like, hey, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and X amount of watch time, and it's like, okay, well, now when I'm supposed to take it seriously, I literally have zero support.
That's
whereas
why
on Twitch, yeah, go on.
That's why I've avoided getting started on YouTube for as long as I have. It seems like it would be fun, but from like you said, a career standpoint, it's almost like career suicide if you don't
Mm-hmm.
already have a following on another platform.
Yeah, yeah. It's really hard to get started because really the only people that make something is one, you have to make something that somehow hits the recommended and gets pushed out for thousands of people. So that
Yes.
basically that one video is your advertisement and foundation for everything else.
Yes.
But if you don't, then you can't really create. You can't really spread your word.
Nope. No, you can't. Unless you
And
get
yeah,
really lucky and just happen to go viral on like not YouTube, but on like Twitter or Facebook.
or
But
even
even
Reddit,
that's
as
really
much as
rare.
I, yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what kind of sucks. There's a lot of because that's the one part about coming from the standpoint of both of us being content creators. Um, there's definitely kind of a circle whenever you're trying to do things. There's your hard work, like the time that you put in. Then there's your actual content, how good your content actually is, and the final thing is luck, where you really can't help it or who's coming in and getting something on some other platform, something on Reddit, something going viral. Uh, that's if it happens, it happens, and if you don't, then you gotta have other tools provided for you to be able to do that. And Twitch, like that's why I started doing that, and I'm sure this is the same reason Anna has been doing it is because they actually give you proper tools, especially with the affiliation requirement
And
is low enough.
the affiliate program is still relatively new. I believe it started
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah,
2016. It's really new. Or maybe
yeah,
it was 2017.
yeah.
I'm
But
going to find
it
this.
is new. Their partner like requirement was also like hugely high, and
Yes.
it's had to lower because you like with the affiliation program it brought in so many other creators that are trying to do something amazing, and while you're doing that, it does also make it so that getting to that partner is way harder because you have so many other people, um, and so requirements have been lowered to like a very good amount. It used to be, I think, I believe, maybe back in 2014, it was like you had to have 2,000 average viewers to be a partner.
It was ridiculously high, and now they've lowered it
Mm-hmm.
to 75 average viewers
Yeah, which
in the
even
last 30
even
days.
being kind of like a hard goal now, it's easier to achieve like from starting from nowhere.
Yes.
You know, so that's something that's pretty cool. Um,
It was 2017.
oh, 17, yeah,
Yeah,
it is
early
really recent.
2017. It's extremely new.
Yeah, and there's still people. You always have to start from somewhere. Um, and yeah, we just definitely think Twitch has had way better support than other platforms. Um, I think this one's what I want to talk about, at least like on the YouTube side. I did want to mention to kind of go back to the Epic Game Store because I kind of glossed over it. Um, one irritating thing that I found, I mentioned this on my Discord a little while ago, is I went to, I haven't downloaded this, or I updated the launcher in quite a few months.
Hmm.
I went to update it, and then immediately went to purchase Hades because I love it. I love the developer, so I went to immediately buy it. Um, and it started automatically downloading Fortnite.
Yikes.
Like, listen, I understand that most of your player base does it, but to automatically start downloading a game that I did not want in my computer is not okay.
No, no, that's not okay.
Like I think that's actually very invasive. Um, it's like it's just assuming like, well, obviously it's our most popular product. You have to. It's like if Valve, for example, like with Steam, just like force installed their Valve like complete pack
Oh,
on
God.
your computer. Just like, yeah, here's Portal, here's Half-Life, here's TF2, automatically downloading when you download Steam. Like, what the fuck? That's
That
not
would
okay.
that would make me really mad because the only game out of those that I've played and enjoyed is Portal. And that's because I really
Hmm.
like puzzle games. But the others, they've never really interested me, and that would just take up space on my hard drive that I could be using for other games that I actually want to play.
Yeah. And, even if it's like, oh, it's technically free, it's like, but I don't want it. And you can't force somebody to have something downloaded. It's just insane to me. Um, but then in terms of like their own store, it's like I at least for my own Silverline, even though I don't like it, is I do think it's better to have competition for Steam, especially from the people that are, technically running the most popular game at the moment. So that I think it's a good idea. Did you have any topics that you wanted to bring up, Anna?
I don't know. I played Smash for the first time yesterday.
Oh yeah, we can talk a little bit. I know we end up doing a lot of Smash, but it's just because personally all of us really, have one tie or another with the game. Um, but yeah, why don't you talk about your experience? 'Cause I've been experienced with a lot of Smash 4. Anna, this was like your second experience with Smash, but you really didn't play much, right?
Yeah, so this was my second experience with Smash. My first experience was with Smash 4 on the Nintendo 3DS for one day for about maybe an hour and a half. And this was years
Mm-hmm.
ago. So, this was new. It was definitely a new
Yeah.
experience and it's a learning curve and it's I don't know. It's going to take a while.
But then how was because I this was yesterday for our streams is when because I was teaching Anna the mechanics of the game. How was that experience for you?
I have a hard time remembering them. I like what actions, like what buttons create what actions. The only thing that I've like remember fully is up B for Kirby. He like jumps in the air and comes back down with like this sword kind of thing, and I really like that. And then down B, he turns into a block. But those are like the only things that I like that my brain can actually be like, this does this. Beyond that, it's just I press a button and I pray.
Yeah, and in a way, Smash is more complicated than other fighting games.
Yes.
Because I try to explain it like even though it's in 2D, um, regular fighting games, it's like, okay, you have like a health bar. People try to combo in one way or another with your input commands, but you have your directions and then your different types of attacks, and that's kind of it. But with Smash, it's like, yeah, you have the different directions, but you have normal, tilts, smash, all of your specials, and then that combined with, it's not just jumping up and down or blocking. It's blocking. You can do perfect blocks. Then you can dodge. You can spot dodge. You can dodge in the air in a direction. So, it's it's so much more
I was having
to
problems getting
remember.
neutral B to work so that I could use my special when it was ready.
Uh huh.
I was
Oh yeah,
having
the
problems.
this the FS meter with the Super Smashes. Yeah, because
Yes.
even with the new Smash, you have the FS meters. It's not just getting the big ball for your Super Smash, and that definitely made it a lot more fun. It's definitely not still the competitive scene, but um, yeah, it was really funny kind of seeing everything happen and then like Anna attempt to use it and be like, "Oh, I'm ready," and she would hit like almost, I think she only missed one in our session, which was kind of ridiculous.
I tried.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
I
Um,
had a lot of fun even though I was frustrated with it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I can tell. And that
I
any new
don't know
game.
if I like it yet. I will decide, but I don't know yet.
And hey, and that's definitely fine because like any new game that's like completely out of your territory, you really have to, you know, take your time and try to enjoy it. It's like if someone tried to show me like a strategy game, they're like, "Listen, I promise, I know that you don't like it that much, but give it a try." And I'd be like, "Is it though?
Is it?
Is it?" Yeah. So that that makes sense. um, and are you planning on doing more single player World of Light?
I
That type
still
of stuff?
haven't done World of Light. So I had every intention on doing World of Light and kind of learning a little bit before we played together. But I
Mm-hmm.
ended up just sitting and talking with everybody for a very long time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I noticed that. Yeah.
So
That's why even with me I do like just chatting like at the end of my streams instead of the start. Um but I don't know, maybe I should switch it up, do it sometimes in the beginning, sometimes at the end. I don't know.
I like
But you
doing it
can
at
get
I like doing it
oh
at the beginning because it allows you to talk with your community and just like be like, how is your day going and all that stuff. And then I like doing it again at the end for people who weren't there at the beginning.
yeah, that's an idea to think about. Yeah,
It's a
because
lot of
usually
fun.
I'm like um or I still try to do that, but like while starting the game because I feel it's important
Mm.
to have gameplay, I guess. But then again, you know, it is definitely different. So, um, yeah, that's definitely something to think about.
It's a lot of
Um,
fun.
yeah, I think we have like 5 minutes left. Um, for the podcast, I'm trying to think of any other points that we haven't really hit in terms of news, because I feel like I'm forgetting one thing. And I
Uh,
don't know what it is. Like, what are the games that are coming out soon? Isn't it? Oh, that's right. Kingdom Hearts 3.
yes.
That was it. Um, so Kingdom Hearts 3, I think the release date is what, about the end of January?
January 31st, I want to say, but I'm not quite sure.
But yeah, yeah, definitely end of January. And yeah, that's something. So, and how many of the Kingdom Hearts games have you played?
I actually haven't played any of them.
You haven't played any. Oh wow. Okay.
No.
Wow, we were like in
January
a very
25th.
25th. Okay, so we're in a kind of a similar boat. Um, because I only played the a little bit of the first one and the second one, but they were both both just like bootleg copies because in
Hmm.
Brazil like games are very expensive. It's kind of weird. Like it'd be the kind of a like you have to be a rich person to buy games, which is really again weird. Or you'd
Right.
buy like one and you'd play that one for like a year.
Yikes.
So yeah, so you always bought like bootleg copies while I was in my time in Brazil, and they weren't always in the same language. They didn't have Portuguese support, and even if they were, they'd be like the regular English or like Chinese or something like that. So that's why I couldn't pass or complete them, because not only have I heard, okay, 'cause again I didn't finish when I was a kid, that they're difficult games to get correctly, but to add on to the fact that I didn't understand anything in that language was extra insulting. Because you know, there's a lot of story in Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts games. Yeah, and it get like absolutely ridiculous of like the timelines and the thing behind and afterwards and whatever. That there was just no way that you try to follow the story, but then it's like, you know, it's kind of like that. I forgot, like Charlie Brown with the teacher with the just womp 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 womp, and it's like, okay, well, I'd walk around, try to fumble my way, but then you have to like hit, just a certain line of dialogue to be able to move on, and it's just be,
Oof.
yeah, absolutely ridiculous and hard to do. um, and yeah, and so I'm kind of looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3. Like I'm thinking of playing that game as well. Just because I feel like a lot of people that are going to be playing that game are fans already.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a huge fan community. Like this is kind of like the Half-Life 3 that's been waiting for so long.
They've been waiting for this game for a decade now, which is insane.
Exactly. It's the same way when I waited for Banjo-Kazooie to have a third one, and then they did like nuts and bolts. And while I still had fun, it wasn't like a true Banjo-Kazooie game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like happy and upset at the same time.
Exactly.
So it's like the same boat.
11 years.
Yeah. So it's literally the same story, or like the same boat of that example, but where I'm not a fan. So I think like having a unique, well, not unique, but like a very minority type of experience into playing this game might be fun.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too, and I would really like to get into the Kingdom Hearts franchise, but at the same time I'm like, do I want to start with the third one, or do I want to play others?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a struggle to do that, right? Oh my god.
But speaking of Kingdom Hearts 3, it was leaked 45 days early. That is way earlier than Smash Ultimate was leaked.
Leaked, yeah, because Smash was leaked, a week before release, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. Yeah, this is a definite problem. I heard you talking about it beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
even...
insane. And it's kind of heartbreaking because it's not the same as the Smash leak, because the Smash leak happened because stores sold the game early, which they weren't supposed to do, but at least these people were like buying from stores. The Kingdom Hearts leak happened because someone stole like, I think it was 30 copies of the game and sold them in the Facebook marketplace.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah.
I think what's even shittier about that is because like Smash wasn't that important, because we've gotten news over and over again in Nintendo Directs.
Yes.
We knew exactly what to expect. We just couldn't wait to play it. And there's not like a major like story like spoiler. I mean, there's World of Light, but there wasn't like a major spoiler. Whereas with, Kingdom Hearts, like the main drive is the story.
Exactly.
So yeah, getting spoiled for that is definitely not nice.
And the fact that it was 45 days before its release is significantly worse than the one with Smash, because that was only 2 weeks. 2 weeks is still a lot, but 45 days, it's more than a month.
Yeah, no, that is definitely terrible, because you might even have friends that like, just couldn't wait, and they see some of the story, or maybe even trying to mean well, and it's just like, well, now you have an experience ruined, sort of. You don't have that like same like childish excitement that you're getting from the game.
It's upsetting.
Yeah. But I mean, kind of hard to end it on a sad note, but we just about reached our limit of 1 hour, and I have to get going for birthday family time.
Birthday.
Yeah. But this is definitely fun. Even though we didn't have snow this time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, that you had a good time. Again, I'm King Khada over on Twitch mostly, but you can find me on other socials. Same like King_Khada, and of course Anna.
Hello, I'm the Cuddly on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm mostly on Twitch though.
Yep. That's where you can find us. So thank you for listening to this, I believe, 5th episode?
Third?
I think? No. No, wait. No, 4th episode? Oh my god, wait.
I think this is the third episode, honestly.
Is it the 3rd? No, wait, it is. Wow. I'm getting like way too ahead of ourselves. Well,
Yes, you
regardless,
are.
whichever number this is, hopefully the 3rd, they enjoyed listening to the virtual solstice, and we will see you next time.